Good morning, it's Pamela from Yorkshire in the north of England, here to talk about crochet. I did intend to do this video yesterday, but I had a bad night's sleep the night before. Nick's got a bad cough, so it was keeping me awake. So I ended up having an afternoon nap yesterday, so that's why I didn't get round to it. And as usual, I woke up feeling groggy, like you do. Then this morning I'm going to be on first thing, and the groceries were late arriving. He'd had an issue with the van, so it seems to have been against me these last couple of days. Anyway, I've got a fair bit to show you, and it's obviously increased because of the delay in coming on. Firstly, I'm going to start with the Amigurumi World Tour, which is being run by Cassandra at Craftably Ever After, which is using the book Whimsical Stitches by Lauren Espy. So I'm way behind with my makes on that, but I'm trying to catch up now. My first one that I did is the duck, which is this fella here. Now he's got colour changes, so he's got a brown breast and then a grey back, but I was saying to Cassandra when I submitted it to go on the Hello front pages of the challenge, that I always weigh up whether, you know, something like that is worth the effort of doing all those colour changes, because obviously you know, like a lot of my items go for giveaways, and I decided that this guy would probably be a you know, item for charity or a random act of crochet kindness. So I didn't want to do the colour changes, so I have done, using the method I've used on owls and other birds before. I did brown V's at the front. I did one colour all the way around, and then I did brown V's to simulate the feathers on it. So this is my duck. So I did the little crosses on the wings, you know, because obviously they have a blue flash to mallard ducks. But all the way around, it's in like a sand colour. It's the James C. Brett sand colour that I used, and obviously just to give it a bit of extra interest, because they do have some brown on them, obviously, the mallard ducks. Not that I worry about colours, as you know, I go my own way, but I put the V's on to give it that look, and I do like how it's turned out. I've done embroidered eyes, because obviously this will probably go to, oh, you don't know who it's going to go to, so you know, you want it to be safe for all. So but I do like how it's turned out. I don't think it loses anything for not having the colour changes, and I'm not worried about doing colour changes. You've seen a lot of my makes, and I do colour changes without complaint a lot of the time. It's just like I say, is the effort worth what the purpose will be for the item that I'm making? And I decided in this case it wasn't worth the colour change. So for that guy, for some reason, I went on to a 2.5mm up for that one, which is my Clover and More. I must have felt like my tension's a bit loose lately, so I went on to a 2.5. I'll just tell you quickly what I used for him. So obviously the main body I used James C. Brett. It's 100% pure cotton in the colour Sand, which is colour IC01. I really use that colour because I just want to get rid of it, you know. The next one, what did we do? Oh yes, then we went to white, so it's just Signet cotton in white, which I've used for a lot of my projects lately. The top is in James C. Brett. It's 100% pure cotton DK in the colour Emerald. The V's at the front, I haven't brought it through, I just used a scrap of Happy Cotton, Serdar Happy Cotton in Cookie. The beak is Signet Cotton DK, and I can't remember the colour, golden I think it's golden. Then for the orange for the feet, I used James C. Brett, it's 100% pure cotton DK, and I think it's something like Jaffa, but it's basically just the bog standard orange colour. And then for the eyes, I just used my favourite one go-to, which is Serdine Happy Cotton in Licorice. So that's that fella done. Now, I then on Thursday, I'm going to do it in date order as I did it, because there's some things that cross over here, so I want to show you in order I did it. So this is what these two items would have been the only things I've done for Thursday if I'd have come on when I was supposed to do. So then we go on to a year of granny squares, which is being run by Jenny at In My Spare Time Crochet, who's got another one with a YouTube channel. So it's a year of granny squares by Kylie Melita, and number 2 is the first bloom. These are my favourites to do, are these, the flower ones, and probably why I picked it up to do on Thursday, whereas like the one the week before I put off a bit and didn't do it till the weekend. But this is mine, not blocked. I don't block anything, as you know. I think it'll all turn out all right in the end. Now this, if you were to sum me up in colours, this would be it. I absolutely love these colours. So I'm going to tell you what I use, but I did tell you last week I'm just using the you know, the cotton acrylic mixers, and they're both by Serdar. There's Serdar Stories DK and the Serdar Snuglet Replay DK. And so for the centre one, for the middle bit, that is in it's called Summer, and that's a Stories one. Then for the bit that goes round that, the first petal, that's in Bubblegum Pop, but that's a Snuggly Replay DK, that one. Then for the other bit of the flower, it's gone back to Stories. They mix very well together, do these. Stories, and that's the colour Dreamers. And then for the outside, we're sticking with Stories, and that is in the colour Picnic. So these are, like I say, if I were to sum myself up in colours, this would probably be it. Although, like I've said to you before, I love any colour, really. But yeah, that would be me. So that's that one done. So looking forward to next week. I'm sticking with it. I'm just going to do one a week. And then... so that's those. Then, because I didn't come on yesterday, I actually got another one done last night, which is another one from Whimsical Stitches. So it's the Amigurumi World Tour, but I'm doing the LO from. Now this one is going to combine with, you'll see when I show you it, it's combining with Lee from at Lee Mac. Olympics. This is my last make for the Olympics collaboration challenge, whatever you want to call it. Now the reason I've picked this one is because, well, I'll tell you that in a moment. I'll show you it first. Now by the way, I went back to my 2.75mm up for this, and I think I'm probably going to carry on with the 2.5 just for a while until my my attention sort of tightens up again. Is it tightens up again? Tightens up again, yeah. So this is my turtle. So obviously in red, white and blue, that's why it's a crossover item. I've had a word with Cassandra, and she says she's still going to put it in, even though I've gone way off what it looks like in the book. I'm really pleased with the finish, actually. I was worried that this was going to look too lumpy, but I think it does look okay. Now, a reason I've done, well, like I say, because we were all stuck for time, and I was a bit worried that, you know, like, because, you know, I'm wanting to do all these challenges, but it's getting them all in, so I thought I'll combine some. I've done that before. So this fella, reason I've done him is, for a start, I thought this guy's name was actually Trevor the Turtle in the Olympics, but he was actually called Trevor the Tortoise, so we're using a bit of artistic license already. But this is for all those who used to be able to take part in the Olympics and Winter Olympics, who were never going to medal, but, you know, and they were slow, they were behind the rest, but they were taking part for whichever country they were from. And they seem to have stopped that off now. You seem to have to go up to a standard to go in, and I think personally that's going against the philosophy of the Olympics. I think everybody should be able to have a go, and I think it's a bit of a party pooper what they've done. So the ones I was thinking about when I was making this, and this is like, because it's, you know, champion of the underdogs really. The most recent one that we could think of was the one that it was, like I say, called Trevor the Tortoise. It was called Trevor Misapika, if I've got the name right. It was from American Samoa, and it was in the 100-metre sprint. I can't remember which Olympics it was, but they, you know, like it was way behind the rest, but it took part, you know, and that's what I like. Preceding him, we had Eric the Eel, which was Eric Musambani Malonga, and he was from Equatorial Guinea. And did I say he was a swimmer? He was a swimmer, and again came in way behind the others, but everybody was cheering him on. That is the Olympic spirit to me. And before that, we had a British one, which was Eddie the Eagle, and he was a ski jumper, and he took part in the Winter Olympics. We're going back a long way now. Real name Michael Edwards, and you know, wasn't very good at it, but everybody supported him because he had a go. I mean, at that time we had no ski jumps in this country, you know. I mean, we have got you know, ski things now. We've got like ski slopes and what have you, but at that time we didn't. And you know, he took part. I mean, it takes a great lot of bravery, you know, so it's fantastic that, you know, like he you know, like that these people took part, and we all like to support them, and they've taken that away from us. So my turtle, or tortoise, whatever you want, is representing all those also-rans, and I think, you know, let's bring them back. You know, why shouldn't they have a go? Like I said, unfortunately, he comes out as looking a bit ghostly, which I didn't think of. When I did his head, I thought, oh, that looks all right. And then when I started putting face on, I thought, looks deathly pale, does this one? But I'd ruled out doing the face in red because I thought it'd look a bit angry. I thought blue would be too dark, because I could have obviously swapped all the colours round. And so white was my only option remaining. But like I say, with the black against it, he looks a bit ghostly. So looks like he's the Addams Family turtle to me. But I still love him. I think he represents something that I feel passionately about. So, you know, there he is. That is my 3 makes now for the AMI Olympics. So first of all, I did Mary Peters, the British athlete who won the heptathlon. Our Katarina Johnson-Thompson, she got the silver yesterday. I'm very proud of her. She started it all off, did Mary Peters. Well, not really, because I think there were Mary Rand before her, but she didn't get a gold. And since then we've had a great history of pentathletes, you know. No, heptathletes now, sorry. And then we've got the Ginny, the gymnast, who is representing Great Britain. And then the turtle, which is representing all those wannabes that you know, regardless of how slow they are, they give it a go. By the way, I used a 4mm up for that one. So that is my makes for these last few days. Sorry it's taken me so long to get back on. I'm going to show you something else I've got. Nick spotted this book. I don't know if it's a recent release, but I'm assuming it is. But he spotted this book, and it's just my style, so I'll let you know how it goes. I don't know if you're interested in wartime at all, but I have a fascination with the women that, you know, kept the country going, whether it was Land Army, they went into the WAFs, the Wrens, or the ATS, you know, which is the women's versions of the Air Force, Navy and Army, the ones that worked for the Special Operations Executive, which is this book's about, you know, who some of them were dropped into France and they worked for the resistance and they gathered information. Or like the ones who worked at Bletchley Park, which was secret for decades, but they cracked the Enigma code, being there, very good place to visit, by the way. So yeah, I'm a fascination with all the women who took part in or helped keep our country going during the war, because they were without a doubt the force behind us winning the war, because if they hadn't have stepped in, where would we have been? So I have a fascination with learning more about them. This is going to be a sad story, but it's the truth and I want to read about it. So it's Mission France, and it's the true history of the women of the SOE, the Special Operations Executive. So you've got people like Violet Szabo, who was dropped behind lines that were often caught. They didn't last many weeks quite often. They were tortured, interrogated,